Hi, everybody. This is Alan Fine. I'm here with Captain Michel Keoch. We are on the MS Paul Gauguin, celebrating the 25th anniversary of this ship in Tahiti, and this is Insider Travel Report. Captain, thank you for talking to us.
Hello, Alan. Thank you for being here.
So my first question is, they're all going to want to hear this. You were what, 20 years ago? A cabin? What were you doing here? So he's the captain now, but listen to this.
So yes, this is quite funny because I joined this vessel in October 2001. So it was 22 years ago indeed, and I was a mate. So the mate is the one with the two stripes here, just driving the ship, making the real job 8 hours a day. And I was working here with some friends. And what is really incredible is that the other captain, Captain Boucher, which is back to back with me, was also here 22 years ago. And so we are, both of us, back due to this strange story that this ship is back with a French flag under Ponant company. So we have Paul Gauguin is one unique ship owned by PG Cruises, of course, but this PG Cruises is now belongs to Ponant family.
Well, it was interesting when Ponant got involved. We all thought, whoa, what a great match. France, French Polynesia, and that particular style of sailing, the luxury. What did they do to change the way this ship is presented?
So the ship has been designed 25 years ago just for the American market, for the US, because we are not so far from the West Coast. And it was at this time was operated by Radisson on Regent, and then later on Grand Circle, and then Beachcomber, so a lot of different company, but always for the US market. And so 2019, Ponant purchased the company. Just before the COVID, it was quite difficult, but it was very interesting because now we have both US guests and some European guests also. And it's very interesting, very challenging to be back with this two different population.
And there must be, Paul Gauguin was a single ship, and now it's part of a fleet. Ponant has how many ships, and what's the benefit of that for you?
So Ponant is the biggest French luxury expedition company with 13 vessels altogether, including Paul Gauguin. But Paul Gauguin is really unique because she has always been sailing here, and she still belongs to PG Cruises, which is an American company. And the interest for us is to have this expertise from the PG Cruise with the US market, and also to bring this expertise to Ponant, and sometimes to offer the European guests this incredible destination here, because as you said before, we are here in Bora Bora with perfect weather in French Polynesia.
But it works both ways. The expertise from Paul Gauguin is handed to Ponant, but Ponant also hands down its expertise for European travel.
Yeah, you're right. So it's a mix, and it's a win-win. I mean, on my opinion, we have to work all together because there are a lot of things to a lot of things we could put from this particular vessel with, for example, the crew, which is terrific. You know the crew, there is 5 crew members which are here since the shipyard. Of course, they take some more vacation, but there's a seniority, loyalty, incredible. Also a lot of knowledge about the area, about the service. So the crew is terrific. All the guests will tell you that. And also this relationship, we have a great relationship with the local population, because the vessel is really, sometimes even the Tahitian, the Polynesians, they said that this is their vessel because she has always been here. And when she's leaving for 1 month for the dry dock every 2 years, they miss the vessel because they said, "Oh, where is Paul Gauguin?"
But more than that, you give back, and I was hearing that you actually give health services to people.
Perfectly, that's right. So since last July the 13th, we offer with Dr. Bruno Sicard and our CEO, Mr. Gastinel, we offer a kind of partnership between the Polynesian government and the remote population. So what is remote population here is the Tuamotu and the Marquesas. So there is Fakarava, Fatuiva, Ivaoa, Tawata, and Nukuiva, such remote islands where there is not always enough medical care. So here on board we have the hospital. So the hospital is coming close to local population, which is very remote in the valley, deep valley. So last time, for example, with Dr. Sicard and Dr. Levaux, we visited, not me, but they visited, I think more than 70 local people. And just to bring some first aids or sometimes some X-rays. So at this time when it's X-rays, the local people, native people, they came on board, we make the X-ray and we discuss with what we call here, the name is dispensaire. A dispensaire is a small structure with just one nurse sometimes. And of course, they don't have enough tools, they don't have always the knowledge on everything. So that's why it's very interesting to help those population and also to keep on going with this incredible partnership between the islands and the ship.
And you talked about the incredible loyalty that some of the crew members still here. What do you think accounts for that?
So this is maybe a mystery, but indeed there is an incredible mood on board the ship, and everyone is of course we are working because we have got a kind of salary at the end of the month, but the people they want to come back because they have friends on board and there is a very good spirit of working. And you will notice that everyone gets a smile. Everyone is smiling here. I don't know because it's because of the ship or because of this special atmosphere. You know, is that what we call the mana, Tahitian mana, this incredible spirit we have here. But everybody is smiling, and you just believe that they are on vacation also. But of course they are working, but with a smile, and they are not forced to work. It's very strange, but it's so nice to be here.
Okay. And let's talk about what exactly. I mean, the travel advisors have been either selling the product or are about to start selling the product. So the question then is, for the ones who've been here, what are some of the changes that we can point out? There are some upgrades. For example, your equipment in the bridge, has that been upgraded?
Yeah, of course. We have some technical upgrades step by step. Every 2 years we go through the dry dock. So for the maintenance of the ship, we are looking to have state-of-the-art equipment and also to reduce our carbon footprint. So the next time, in 2025, we already plan to reduce our consumption by changing our air conditioning system, what we call the chiller, to produce the cold here, and also to have a nicer cabin, some equipment. So you can see already the deck 5 and deck 6 have been renewed with a European style. Sorry sorry for that.
We're only talking to the captain here, and he has to run the ship, so we have to give him some allowances. All right.
Yeah. So as I said before, every 2 years, we make some hotel refurbishment and technical also upgrades, and this is very interesting to have. Like that, the guests, they just feel that the ship is still moving. Even if she's 25 years, she's look quite pretty.
Well, that's what I want to get down to. You were saying that some of the European touches that Pennant brought. I can attest to some of it, and then I want to talk to you. Well, furnishing, the colors I heard got even more Tahitian.
Yeah, we have. Yes, it's a good point. It's between the Pennant style, which is quite like not a Japanese, but minimum.
It's austere. No. It's austere luxury.
It could be, but here we are in Polynesia, so we still have the flowers and everything. But it's true that it's different than what the Paul Gauguin used to be. It's a little more elegant, we can say. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And what I can attest for, like I've always heard that the food was good here, but now with the Pennant touch, it's unbelievable. In fact, one of the things that I'm constantly, every meal, the butter is hand mixed with Tahitian vanilla. And when that's put on the fresh bread, there's poundage there that you're gonna gain.
Yeah, we are lucky. We have a very good executive chef on a great team because the chef is not alone. So we have good knowledge. We know the customer and we know also our provider. It means we have some fresh local food. I have here one mango they bring this morning, pineapples, passion fruit, local fish with a carving demonstration, and of course some special French bread, butter, cake, as you can see in the morning.
Croissants are great.
The croissants are great, of course. So we have to take care about the food.
Let's get back to the ship. Now, this ship was purpose-built for this area and its maneuverability. Let's talk about what you get to play with.
So this ship has been designed here for this area. So she's quite wide, not so long. She's only 153 meter long, but she's 22 meter wide. It means the draft is only 5.3 meters. And like that, we can enter any passage because we have, in this island, they are surrounded by a lagoon, and there is always a kind of passage, very narrow and shallow waters. And the ship was designed to go through this passage. So it was well designed. It was built also in France, in Saint-Nazaire. And I'm very, very happy with this maneuverability and this. This ship is very. She's for here. She has to stay here for sure.
Well, you showed us how we're in this huge expanse of water, but your path was very narrow, and we followed what the ship told us to do.
Yeah. So as soon as we are out of inside the lagoon, everything is safe, of course. Outside the lagoon is very deep also. It's more than 3,000 meters sometimes. But when you have to enter the lagoon, then during 3 to 5 minutes, you have to be exactly on the right place at the right time, due to the current and everything. So it's challenging, and that's also one part of this beautiful job.
And so for someone who hasn't been to Tahiti before, what I found remarkable was you could look off into the deep ocean and waves are breaking because it's not deep, because that's another shore.
Exactly. Yes, it's now this part of the world is incredible. We have, as you see, waves going out to the reef, but we can see also some marine lives, like you've seen yesterday on the day before. We get 2 whales just surrounding the ship. It's incredible. Yeah, it's the season of the whale right now.
And how much does it change? Like when I've traveled and spoken to captains on the Mississippi, it actually some of the turns change. I mean, the whole river changes, but these reefs are alive. How does that affect your navigation?
It's quite stable. Yes, it's quite stable. It's a huge structure which is growing easy years after years, so they're quite stable. Sometimes we have some inside the lagoon, some sandbank which are moving a little bit, but on the reef to enter the lagoon there is no everything is still the same. Yes.
So one of the things I've noticed, and Penang is very part of Penang is to be sustainable. How does that trickle down and affect you? You've always been. Has it changed any?
Yes. So since 2019, the ship she switched from heavy fuel oil to what we call marine gas oil, and this is one of Penang's signature, to take care about the environment, the earth, and the sea, of course. And as I tell you just before, in the 2025 dry dock, we'll go one step further with a new equipment in the engine room, and maybe some also we try to implement some solar panel to produce some electricity, some recovery boiler from the exhaust gas. So all this is still in discussion. We have, let's say, 18 months to go further. And yes, step by step, we are still improving. But the point here is that we are making what we call slow cruises. It means here in this area, and this is a kind of advantage, we spend a lot of time at anchor just to give enough time to the guest to take a nice view and take part of the excursion, to take the time. What my definition of luxury is just to have the space on the time. Don't be rushed. We don't want to rush our guests, so it means we are at anchor. When we are at anchor, of course, we don't burn so much fuel. And the distance between the islands are so small that sometimes it's only 2-3 hours sailing between 2 islands. But the guests, you just wake up in the morning, they look at around. Oh, it's a different place. Yes, it's just a different bay, but the same island sometimes. So it's very interesting.
What's your favorite part about being a captain?
Good question, thank you. So just think about it. entrance of the lagoon, of course, regarding the nautical.
The drama
yeah,
of that.
yes, not the drama, but the tension.
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
feel the tension, excitement, exactly. But this is the technical part. After you have all this relationship to build this incredible spirit with the crew, because I'm here as a captain only since it's my fourth contract. So I start as a captain in 2022. So 21 years later than my first time on board. So I have to adapt also the crew to get on the same mood. So this is a very important part, just not to destroy this incredible spirit we have here. And the third part is just to have this also to the knowledge with the passenger, the US market passenger. And it's very interesting to know what they are waiting, what they're expecting regarding destination. Maybe some new call. For example, next year we're going to implement a new call in Raiatea, which is an island very close to Taha, the Motu you were yesterday, and we'll be alongside, and then we can go. This is a UNESCO site in the Motu Tapuatea, and we're going to see that it will be very interesting for our guests also. So we can sometimes step by step implement some new destination.
Is that what's exciting? The new?
It's very interesting to discuss with the guest and to see, okay, are you interested in that? Okay, when you have a dinner, for example, we can discuss what they're looking for. Is it a beach? Is it a cultural destination? Is it so? Such discussion are really, really very interesting. Yes.
So that's your favorite part, is the new, what's new?
It's one of my favorite parts. Yes. And the discussion on the design of some new destination. Yeah.
Well, thank you for talking to us.
My pleasure, Alan. Thank you.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.